Good morning, students. Today the topic to be discussed in the transient response analysis. This is a module 2. In the previous module we are discussed on what is a transient response. Transient response means that switch over from the state off to the on stage. In this constraint we are discussed three series operation. First one RC circuit, RLC circuit and RL circuits. These all the things are discussed in the time domain analysis only. For this presentation gives a brief idea for Laplace transformation. The Laplace transformation in the classical approach we have just used to find out transient response and indate to final steady state response. For simple circuit may be extended to ever more involved circuits, but at the expenses of ridiculously increased complexity. While going for a time domain, it is a complex one for a calculation and finding an voltage across each element. An alternative approach is required since we are concerned with the turning forcing functions. Of a constant on and off, the mathematical technique of choice to solve differential equation is based on the use of Laplace transform. This is a particularly useful for our purpose because it gives rise to ability to write circuit equation in a very general way, just as the j omega method does for sinusoidal forcing functions. In the time domain analysis we are studying r plus jxl is equal to z, or otherwise z is equal to r plus j of xc minus xl. So here we need to analyze the complex term also, but in case of going for an Laplace transformation we are having a predefined lookup table HTL method for easy solving the problem. Second one, the initial conditions are deal with automatically. The solution does not contain any arbitrary constants. It indicates that imaginary part. Third one, transients are deal with automatically. Fourth one, and very importantly, the answer can be looked up with easily in HTL table. We recall the Laplace transformation of function of time f of t is defined as L of f of t is represented is equal to f of s. It indicates that I am converting an time domain specification into an Laplace domain, that is S domain for simplicity. That is equal to integral of 0 to infinite f of t exponential of minus st into dt. When negative values are in t excluded in mathematics, since only positive values of variable t are permitted, this is often called as one-sided transformation. Arguably one of the most useful property from our point of view of the Laplace transformation is that the given f of t, there is a one and only f of s, and vice versa f of s and f of t are called transformation pairs. So it can be represented as f of s is equal to approximately is equal to f of t. Hence, if we know the value of capital F of s, that is function of s domain, and we want to know the function of time, vice versa both the cases, it could be very easier to using an lookup tables, that is a Laplace transformation lookup table. Although you will have worked out a Laplace transformation in maths, we will introduce a few electrically useful transformation pairs below. First one is a unit response. Here we are considering three different functions should be present in the time domain that should be converted into an S domain. First one, unit step response is represented u of t. This function, which is useful to describe the closing of switch, say is a function that switches from 0 to 1 at time t is equal to 0. Thus, the terminal voltage in the circuit below be written as u of s is equal to integral of 0 to infinite u of t exponential of minus st dt. That is simply written as is equal to the 1 by s. So, I am given a lookup table at the last. You can refer for different kind of response for your input signals. Hence, u of t is represented, that is equal to 1 by s, or Laplace transform pairs. Thus gives u of s is equal to 1 by s. The corresponding function of time is the unit step u of t. I am given an simple circuit corresponding to that represented unit functions. At the time of t should be closed 0. The second one is an exponential decay. You can look into the waveform at the top of the slide. It should be in an exponential way. It can be represented as a function f of t is equal to exponential of minus alpha t, t greater than 0. This function is converted into an S domain. F of s is equal to 0 to t exponential of minus s plus alpha small t into dt. In time domain, that expression can be converted into 1 divided by s plus alpha. So, exponential of minus s plus alpha is equal to 1 by s plus alpha in the Laplace domain, that is S domain. Third one is an damped sinusoidal. You can look into the waveform at the right side bottom. The waveform shows that it is going to damping. The initially peak value should be a maximum, at the end of the peak value is nearly to 0. This is an damping oscillation. This is an input response for your circuit. So, the function f of t is equal to exponential of minus alpha t with respect to cos omega t or sin omega t at time t greater than 0. Here it is probably easiest to consider the composite function g of t is equal to exponential of minus alpha t into cos omega t plus j sin omega t. That can be represented exponential of minus alpha minus j omega of t. Since this is formally equivalent to the exponential function, we have just discussed, we can write the transformation down directly as g of s is equal to 1 divided by s plus alpha minus j omega, that is equal to s plus alpha divided by s plus alpha squared plus omega squared plus j of omega divided by s plus alpha squared plus omega. Just in cross multiplication you can obtaining this equation, or otherwise using an partial differential equation we can able to obtain this g of s function, and hence by equating the real and imaginary part we found that L is an exponential of minus alpha t cos omega t, that is equal to s plus alpha divided by s plus alpha square plus omega square. So finally, deriving from the lookup table, we can find the answer L exponential of minus alpha t sin omega t is equal to omega divided by s plus alpha whole square divided by omega square. These are all the three input function for analyze the S domains or Laplace transformations. Next one, we look up the transform in tables as usual, then introduce the shifting function. The table which are available to you in the examinations are to be found in HTL form and are reproduced below for the convenience of mathematical calculation. The unit step at t is equal to 0, u of t can be represented 1 by s, that is time domain function can be converted or transformed into an S domain by using these few formulas should be given for your reference while going for an calculation. Similarly, second one, t power n minus 1 divided by n minus 1 factorial is represented 1 by s power n. E of minus at is equal to 1 by s plus a in S domain. This left hand side gives an time domain analysis, right hand side gives an Laplace transformation domains. So previous slide shows that what is an Laplace transformation, why we are going for this Laplace transformation. Only one thing is for easiest way to find out the response of the system by using an Laplace transformation. While in the existing system, time domain analysis take much time to calculate the output of the system for an transient condition. That is why we are moving for an Laplace transformation using HTL table. If we want to find how the voltage across a certain component varied with respect to time due to some arbitrary forcing function, it would be perfectly possible using appropriate combination of nodal voltage and loop equations. To set up the required differential equation, we could then take a Laplace transformation on both sides of all the equations. We would transform from the time domain to S domain. The resulting simultaneously algebraic equation could then be solved to find out an expression for the Laplace transformation of the desired output. In terms of the Laplace transform, the input source, once this frequency response function has been obtained, it become a routine matter to introduce an actual transformation of source and then transform back to the time domain by looking the inverse transformation of the from the table. You can understand, first we are going to converting time domain to into an Laplace domain to obtain the easiest step to solve the problem, and finally again going for an inverse Laplace transformation, the results in time domain. However, it is possible to miss out the initial steps of writing the differential equation and transforming them by working directly with transformed voltage and current V of s and I of s together with the appropriate S domain version of Ohm's law for capacitor, inductor and resistors. The representation of a circuit element in the S domain. So previously we are considered in the last module 1, I am explained a resistor, inductor and capacitor with respect to the time domain. Similarly, here also I am explaining, if I am applying a current flowing current or voltage across the resistive or a inductor or a capacitive element, what will happen? That equation is converted into an S domain. First case, a resistor, the voltage and current equation for the resistor in time domain according to Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. This can be transformed into an Laplace. This equation is wrote V of S is equal to R divided R into I of S. The transfer function of this system for the resistor Z of S is equal to V of S divided by I of S. So, R is the S domain impedance of the element. I am given a pictorial representation for that time domain and as well as for the S domain. The second one, inductor. In this case, the time domain V and I relationship, voltage and current relationship is given as V is equal to L into di by dt. Already we are seen in the previous modules, which when transformed into an S domain, assuming at 0 initial condition, it becomes V of S is equal to S L into I of S, and as well as the corresponding representation I am given in a equation, a pictorial representation. Third one, capacitor. Finally, we consider the voltage and current characteristics of the capacitor as I is equal to C into dV by dt. That is a relationship between voltage and current with respect to the capacitor, which becomes in the S domain, assuming at 0 initial condition, I of S is equal to S into C V of S, or otherwise V of S is equal to 1 by SC into I of S. Similarly, the corresponding pictorial representation given in the slide itself is. I hope that by now, although this approach is new, it is beginning to feel a little familiar. Is it right? When we are interested in sinusoidal source, we found that the mathematical technique which enabled us to solve the differential equation most easily required us to try to write Ohm's law for the resistor, inductor and capacitor in phasor notation as V is equal to IR and V is equal to I into j omega L, and for capacitor V is equal to 1 divided by j omega C into I. Respectively, the more general S domain cases are relationship with R. V is equal to Ri, V is equal to SL into I, and for capacitor V is equal to 1 divided by SC into I, which are seen to be identical if we replace by j omega as a S. So, converting this imaginary term into an S, j omega is converted into an S domain. J omega is a time domain and it is an S domain. Thus, all the method we developed in the AC theory, j omega carry over the S domain by simple substitution. Next one, transient response of the RC circuit using Laplace transformation. Let revisit the RC circuit. We have already analyzed twice before in the module 1, where picture shows in the left corner, where V1 of t is equal to E of ut, since the switch is closed at t is equal to 0. The capacitor is assumed to be uncharged. the circuit may be redrawn in S domain, that can be given in the right side pictorial representation. Redrawn in S domain, notation as well given. We have also rearranged the circuit to make it clearly of the form of voltage divider. Here you need to use an voltage dividing equation, what we are studying in the first unit. To find out a particular element voltage, suppose if we need to find out V2, that is equal to V into a particular resistor divided by the total resistance, already aware of that. From the S domain circuit diagram, we can immediately write V of 2 of S. Here look into that, V1 of S is an voltage before closing this switch, and that can be given in the measure of resistance in series with the capacitor. In time domain, directly we are giving resistance R and capacitance C. While going for an S domain, the resistance should be as usual, but the capacitor should be mentioned. The capacitor should be mentioned 1 by S of C. Here, in order to obtain the output voltage across the V2 of S, as usual by using an voltage dividing equation, V2 of S is equal to V1 of S, that is actual voltage into the particular resistance divided by the total resistance. V1 of S into 1 divided by S of C divided by R plus 1 divided by S of C. It can be simply wrote V2 of S is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus S C R into V1 of S. Here which introducing a time constant RC, tau is equal to RC and V1 is equal to E by S gives. So, E can be wrote in the form of Laplace transformation EI divided by S, and the output voltage across the capacitive element V2 of S is equal to E divided by S into 1 plus S of t, which is the same function we are obtained in the previous module 1, but we have found it much more easier and directly here. As further example, consider for your understanding in the S domain representation, the same circuit should be used, but you need to find out voltage across the resistive element. You can look into the next two diagrams, the same position, the position of resistor and capacitor should be replaced. Now, I need to find out voltage across the resistive element V2 of S. We immediately write the equation using an voltage dividing rule. V2 of S, that is voltage across the resistive element, is equal to in S domain R divided by R plus 1 by SC into V1 of S. As usual, voltage dividing method, voltage actual voltage into the particular resistor divided by the total resistance, which with V1 of S already we know capital E by S. In the previous pictorial representation I mentioned E as a V. So, do not bother about E and capital V are same, it indicates that applied voltage for the DC cases. While going for an AC case, I mentioned as a V suffix M, maximum voltage, and a time constant T is equal to RC, it gives a V2 of S is equal to E divided by S plus 1 by T. The inverse is ready from the lookup table, already we are seen. For the 1 by S plus 1 by T, you can consider for the previous slide or look into the previous slides, you can get it as V2 of T is equal to E into exponential of minus T by capital T. Capital T is a time constant or a time delay, here capital T is equal to R into C. We know from the physical reasoning that when the switch is open, V2 of 0 plus is equal to E. At the time of switch open, the source voltage is E, whereas when it has been open for long time, the capacitor act as a open circuit. Already we are mentioned in the module 1 during the RC discussion. Hence, V2 infinite is equal to 0. These observations are confirmed, of course, by the expression we have just obtained. However, it can also be checked from the form of V1 of S by using the initial and final value theorem. We know that. So, while going for a Laplace transformation, we must to aware of the initial value theorem and final value theorem. Here, for the initial value theorem, we are just substituting the values S tends to infinite for the previous equation, and as well as for final value theorem, S tends to 0. The corresponding two equations are represented in the RC circuit for using an Laplace transformation. And as well as we must to make a note of this procedure, it will be useful. Why we are going for an S domain, already we have discussed. What are all the procedures should be followed while transforming a time domain function into an S domain. These 4 steps gives an overall idea of this presentation. First one, introduce a generalized S domain impedance SL and 1 by SC. It is an inductance and capacitance value in S domain. Find the appropriate transfer function. In more complicated cases, this may will involve writing node voltage and loop equation. This would be an already we are known from the second unit how to write an mesh equation using a nodal method as well as loop method. Third one, substitute the Laplace transformation of the input signal for the forcing function. Here forcing function for the mention that sinusoidal function. Fourth one, convert back to the time domain by looking up table the inverse Laplace transformation. As a final example, let us consider the everything should be your understand, your hope you are clear about what is an Laplace transformation. If you need an further information, you can look into the website address. You got an more and more idea regarding this Laplace transformation and a transient response. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you very much.